I am back from a very strenuous vacation on the beach in the Philippines, and thanks to my excellent Patreon subscribers, Todd, Riley, Caleb, and Anton, I can finally afford my very own Tesla. Coil, that is. And if it works, I will be giving this to one of my patrons. So as you can tell, this Tesla coil is not very big, okay? Size does not matter. This is a small YouTube channel, so we're going to start with small Tesla coils. There are no instructions. It's the blind leading the blind here. So here's what comes in the package. But first question is, what is a Tesla coil? The general idea is it's a transformer. Whereas most transformers transfer power between one winding and another, a Tesla coil has a tuned winding on the output, which is this one, which resonates and creates a very high voltage at very low currents. With that, you can get all kinds of crazy effects, and you can light up some light bulbs from a distance, and you can impress your friends generally, impress all the chicks, bring it to a party, you know, make all the tubes glow. That is a Tesla, so you're definitely going to want one. If you don't already want one, you're going to want one now. Let's assemble this beast. Speaking from experience, you're going to want to stick these on first, not solder them in and try to jam this in. It's just not going to work. Thermal compound. Hootixi. I'm going to use some of my Hootixi thermal compound. Just love squeezing out the thermal compound, getting it all over this black heatsink. Gonna put these bad boys on top right now. It's a beautiful feeling when it just screws right in. These twins are ready. Now make sure to match up the number on the chip with the number printed on the board. So it works. Big whoop. It's a kit. You see the corona discharges, and if you put your hand above it, it actually feels slightly warm. There's the smell. There's ozone smell. Bring the bulb close, and it turns on quite brightly. I've also got this bag of neon lights, and that gives a cool effect. Look at that. So that's cool and all, but how does it work? At SnekTek, we want to figure out how stuff works. So right here, I was able to find the schematic for this bad boy, and we have the typical Slayer exciter circuit, which is all too common for this type of mini Tesla coil. The relevant part of the circuit is down here. I believe this part is to enable the audio modulation. The circuit that resonates and gives the high voltages down here. So there's a more simple version of the circuit here. Now I'm going to explain how this damn thing works, because it's not magic. It all has a basis in physics or something. I'm going to point out the parts to you. We have a transistor, which is one of these black things. We have an LED, which is one of the red or blue LEDs here. We have the primary, which is this black wire, which only has one loop around. That's a transformer. You want a loop, it's still a transformer. And then we have the huge air core wound transformer here. When you turn on the switch, all this part energizes to 9 volts. This is a transistor, which is a current amplifier, but you can think of it like a voltage switch in this case. We have 9 volts here, which turns on this switch. When the switch turns on, power can flow through this primary inductor here. Inductors take a while to turn on and also take a while to turn off. So as it turns on, it creates a magnetic field which induces a voltage and current flowing outward on this coil here. Well, you might think, well, where the heck is the electrons going? And you saw them fly right off the tip, the corona discharge right off the tip of that thing. So that's where they're going. They're going into the air. They're being capacitively coupled back around to the ground down here. Leaving the tip here, it's stealing them from the base of the transistor, which is turning off the transistor, which turns off the primary here, obviously, which turns off the turning off of the transistor, which means the transistor can turn back on. So it turns back on, the voltage rises again, and the whole cycle repeats forever. So that's the self-tuning, self-oscillating, Slayer exciter magic. I don't know how it works. It's pretty crazy. The reason the LEDs here is it prevents this inductor from bringing the voltage anywhere lower. Like, for example, let's say the voltage here goes to -2 volt. Well, then some electrons are going to flow through this LED and prevent the voltage here from going too much lower than about 1 to 2 volt, which protects the transistor, and you get a nice indication out of it. I guess you could also use a diode, but what the heck. We can see in the other schematic the same sort of idea, where we have the where we have the primary, secondary, and any electrons leaving here are dragging the base low, which is going to cause this to turn off, but then it turns back on due to the voltage coming here from the power supply. Thanks to my Patreon supporters for making this video possible. I finally was able to afford a Tesla, so thanks for that. And I will be sending a kit of this to one of my Patreon supporters. For every $1 that you pledge, you get 1 entry in the draw, and the lucky winner will get one of these shipped to their door. So for future giveaways and to support this channel, please check me out on Patreon, and have a nice one.